Hey folks, Quilly Team here, and welcome to a Let's Try of a very early alpha build of 2 Point Hospital. 2 Point Hospital is very much the successor to the ancient but unbelievably legendary Theme Hospital game. In fact, it is the same people responsible for Theme Hospital, as well as a slew of fantastic strategy and simulation tycoon-y kind of games that are also making this 2 Point Hospital game. Now, Sega's the publisher. Sega flew me out to California to give this game a try. I was able to get a presentation, meet the developers, and fiddle with the game for a little over an hour. Unfortunately, the footage I'm limited to showing you is 10 minutes worth of footage. So, 3 days worth of travel for 10 minutes of footage. Alright, but it's a great game. I'm very excited for this game. So, if you don't know, this is a game about managing a hospital. You are going to be building rooms, you are going to be hiring staff, patients are going to be coming in with absolutely ludicrous diseases that you will attempt to diagnose and then treat. And as you diagnose more patients successfully, you will make more money. You'll also get various upgrades and star ratings and other rewards for your hospital. There is a sort of meta campaign in this game where you are going to be building a slew of different hospitals of varying sizes, including like local little sort of general practitioner's office to relatively large research hospitals in the 2 Point County. And you will need to sort of complete each scenario to move on to the next one. Now, one of the things the developers talked about is the original Theme Hospital had sort of a screwy difficulty curve. It could very easily ramp up to be too difficult for sort of more casual players. One of the things they've done here is each scenario you can earn up to 3 stars, and all it takes to advance through the campaign is to unlock, the 1 star in each scenario, and that should be relatively easy to do. However, that second and especially the 3rd star will be incredibly challenging to pull off, and so if you are like a real tycoon head and strategy buff, then you're going to have to work really hard to successfully reach those 3 stars. Now, one of the things with this campaign is, as you advance through the campaign, you will unlock more and more researching, and you can then go back to your previous hospitals and employ the new things that you have researched to try to improve those hospitals. So there's going to be some amount of back and forth, which is really cool. Anyway, a standard flow of the game is as such. Patients walk into the front door, they sign up at reception, they then work to be diagnosed, or wait to be diagnosed at one of your diagnostics rooms, and they come in a few different variants. Oh, you can see here I'd accidentally put that desk the wrong way around, and so the patient and the doctor were sitting in sort of derpy areas, so I wanted to rotate that around. Anyway, after they get diagnosed and we find out what kind of ludicrous disease they have, and there are a huge different number of them, your patient will then be sent to treatment. Early on, all we need is the pharmacist there, which is mixing up some drugs, but there's different things. Here I'm setting up a ward because some of the diseases that I have discovered at this point need the patients to spend a few days in a ward while being looked after by a nurse before they can be cured that way. You're having to worry about a lot of other amenities in your hospital. Your staff needs break rooms, you need bathrooms, you want to put in snack bins, garbage bins, arcades, plants to make it look pretty, and so on and so forth. There's a huge amount of traits that your staff can have in the game, and if you've caught the videos as it's going by, or rewind, especially as I'm hiring staff, you'll be able to see that staffs have a numerous different traits that they can have that give them bonuses to diagnostic or treatment or so on and so forth. They also get like really funny descriptions. Like, I think the first doctor or nurse, I don't remember, that I hired, it said that like they could double jump or something. No, I don't. I think there's like the traits that actually do something in game, and the other ones that are just there for sort of flavor and interestingness. Your doctors, and probably your nurses as well, but I know your doctors can level up if they successfully work for a while. They can get promotions, they can get new skills out of that. So you really do get rewarded quite a bit for maintaining your doctors, having them stay relatively happy, make sure they have suitable break room, make sure you're paying them well, keep them around, and they can become real super docs as the game goes on. Over here you can see that the game, and one of the things I should say, this is a super early pre-alpha build with a million things that are going to change, and one of the things one of the people there was really responsible for the look. He said almost everything about the user interface he wants to completely revamp and change. So I want to put a big asterisk here for the UI in particular, which is always one of the key things in a simulation or strategy or tycoon game. The UI has to be able to show you a ton of information without getting in your way. Oh, here you can see you can adjust the break times policy for your various staff as well, which is cool. And there was a bunch of placeholder art in here as well. I think this lone screen is another good example of real placeholder art. So, lots of things super duper subject to change. We're still months away from release of the game. They said that the game is mostly sort of like feature complete at this point, but still lots of changes are still coming. They're not simply in the debugging stage, but it's mostly the sort of polished stage. Oh, here we go. We got our first patient death, which sometimes can come back as a ghost to haunt you. And then you need to get a janitor who's got the ghost capture ability. And apparently this ghost capture ability is going to be part of the research system in the grand campaign. This demo is very, very, very limited. Again, the idea was you could play through it in, 30 to 60 minutes and see everything available in this demo, and that would basically be the extent of it. But I think these ghosts are going to have something like that. The other thing in this demo is that, other than lightheadedness, none of the patients have custom graphics for their various diseases. So that's another thing that would be coming, but it's definitely going to be part of the game. So, big, huge set of disclaimers. Oh, here you can see a staff promotion going on over here, and the ability to pay them different amounts to give them different skills. Lots of different objects available in the game. They're still toying with some of the way that these objects kind of unlock. Right now, they've got the secondary currency in here, which they haven't really named. I think in one of the dialogue boxes it's referred to as like silver or something like that, but they're not sure what they want it to be. It's got that symbol K in the bottom right corner. I've got 180, I think, right now. So you get that by like curing various people, including I think VIPs in particular will give you a lot of that, and that's what you can use to unlock the secondary items and so on and so forth. So they're toying with different ways to like reward you as you deal with patients. So it's not just about money, and it's not just about research points. There's a few different things that you're always trying to successfully complete to continuously improve things and gain the ability to get new objects and things. And I like that. I think one of the very important things in games like this is a real sense of progression. If you have all the tools in a sort of tycoon game like this, you sort of just solve the puzzle once, right? You use all the tools you've got to make one hospital that solves everything in the best possible way, and then you're sort of done. You have solved the game. But here it's about, okay, I need to solve the game with the tools I have now. Now I have more tools, so I can solve harder puzzles in a different way. Okay, now I've got new tools and a new puzzle that I need to, incorporate. And I think that's a very important part of keeping the game going forward. One of the things that the original theme hospital is it did have a pretty substantial amount of replayability, mostly because of the difficulty. Like, you had to crack your head against the wall a few times before you could solve it. Oh, here you can see my ward. I was having some issues with it, long queue times, because I may have built the ward too big, and one nurse was having a hard time dealing with everyone before, people got kind of fed up and left. But it turns out you can add more and more objects. When you set up these rooms, the game prompts you to build, okay, you need a desk, you need a this, you need a this. So it goes sort of like one at a time, boom, 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 you put it down, you complete the room. But you can add tons more stuff in it. And, that includes cosmetics like plants, but in the case of this nurse's office, I can get a second nurse's desk and some lockers so that I can have more nurses working in the same room, and that really improved the turnaround over here. You can see the queues up to 17 from all the backlog and stuff, but that'll start to get whittled down pretty quickly before the end. So it's like, oh, okay, good, solve that. Probably next time I'll make like a smaller ward to start off with, and then maybe just get a second ward, although, and I guess this actually worked really well.
Today we begin
so we'll see. Instead of people with crowns, those are VIPs. It's that much more important to cure them. You can screw around with the queue in these rooms, so you can like prioritize people. Maybe people who are closer to death, or the VIPs, put them up a little higher. To get one of these letters every time you reach a star, here's me reaching the 3-star hospital here. And like definitely like, okay, yeah, this is really the end of the tutorial. So yeah, done. But really looking forward to this title. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I also think it's going to make for great YouTube videos. And so there you go. So 2 Point Hospital coming out some point in 2018 is the plan. No official release date yet, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Thanks for watching this short little video. See you next time.